Lindsey, I just want to pick up on, the protests, and we've been watching the demonstrations that have been happening, not just in the U.S., around the world, and that includes here in Canada. And watching on social media this weekend, a lot of people wondering, how can I inform myself better? How can I understand more about what's happening to my Black colleagues, family members, people that I know, that I'm acquainted with, and how can I educate myself? So we pulled 4 Canadian resources, 4 books by Canadian authors that we thought we would highlight for you. The first one is They Said This Would Be Fun. This is a book written by Eternity Martis. This chronicles her experiences as she attended Western University in London, Ontario. She talks about grappling with her racial identity, both forms of racism, both overt and covert, microaggressions, and she seeks to inform of what her experience was like as a Black person being educated at a university in Canada in present day. And it's really insightful because she's very honest. She talks about how she felt, both what she said, what she didn't said at different times, and why. The second book we want to talk about, this is a book that we featured on the show in early 2020 with Desmond Cole, called The Skin We're In. A lot of people will remember back in 2015, he wrote an essay that was on the front cover of Toronto Life magazine talking about his experience as a Black man in the city of Toronto, and he highlighted the practice of carding, and that sparked a discussion across the country. It is a best-selling book. It takes a look at his year in the life of from 2017 to 2018. He gives important historical context to the violence that he says he experienced, but also that other Black Canadians experience as well, from all different walks of life. And it's a really in-depth, concise read of what this experience is like. And we've seen Desmond Cole at the front of the discussions over defunding police, allocating resources to other areas. So it's excellent insight into where he has informed that from. Policing Black Lives by Robin Maynard. This is also an excellent book. It talks about anti-Black violence and policing in Canada. It traces it all the way back to the dismissed Black history of enslavement here in Canada. A lot of people, it was interesting to, as you're watching in this last sort of time, people beginning to understand more about Black history here in Canada and that there was slavery in the country. And the last one is Africville. And, this is a part of the country and a story of the country that is told in some parts and not in others. And this is about, it's a picture book. It was a finalist for the Governor General's Award. It talks about the Africville community in Nova Scotia, and it is a really great resource for some of our Canadian Black history, both for adults, if you didn't know enough about it before, and for young people as well. And then one thing you may have seen on your social media post this weekend, and I thought this was really great, Viola Davis reposted a stack of books on her Instagram, just again, help to inform you if you're looking for some titles to read, called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, Me and White Supremacy by Layla F. Sayed, and The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, along with The New Jim Crow and White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism. That's by Robin DiAngelo, PhD, and you've probably seen that one quoted a lot on your social media feeds. So there you go. If you're looking for ways to inform yourself both about Black history here in Canada and in the U.S., there's some suggestions for you.
Well, thank you very much for that, Anne-Marie. And hopefully we'll put that up on our social media as well, because I sadly was not taking notes, but I definitely want to pick up one or two of those because I'll be on vacation next week, and I want to get through at least one book like that next week.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, it's such a and
that's
really
so important reading. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Anne-Marie, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.